For 5 weeks, the anticipation has been building. It is playoff time.
Dallas Fuel punching their ticket to the playoffs.
The Shanghai Dragons have actually done it!
Mid-fire, red hot, heading into our stage playoffs.
Welcome to the Overwatch League! Say goodnight!
Titans continue to dominate the Overwatch League.
Shock absolutely living up to the hype.
And the Gladiators just keep on rolling.
The Spartans secure the final spot in the playoffs.
NYXL, they don't play by the rules!
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise! I hope you guys are ready. Happy Friday, Overwatch fans! Welcome to day 2 of the Stage 2 playoffs. We are live in Los Angeles to wrap up the quarterfinals today, where 2 more teams will advance to our semifinals. The New York Excel are the 5th seed in our tournament, the lowest seed they've ever had for a stage playoff. New York is also coming off back-to-back regular season losses for the first time ever in franchise history. They'll face a Los Angeles Gladiators squad that lost just once in Stage 2, and that loss did come in their last match, however. LA versus New York. It's number 4 versus number 5, and it's going down in 30 minutes. Welcome to the Watchpoint pre-show presented by State Farm. I'm Chris Puckett, and I've got the whole team with me again. You know them, you love them. It's Zoe, it's Bren, it's Sideshow, and the playoffs keep rolling. Already some upsets on day 1, and we're looking for some good matches here on day 2.
Yeah, and I think the teams will be delivering. I do think that every single stage playoff we had so far on this stage actually had an upset or 2 for us, or at least some really, really intense and close games.
The question is, have we had our upset of the stage playoffs, or are all there more still to come? Because we could see some crazy ones here today.
Match 2, you think it's going to be possible? You think it's going to be happening?
Don't try and pin me down.
We're going to get into that, Brad. We're going to get into that. By the way, Malik's bracket, it's already done, just for the record. We got a monster show for you today. And speaking of monsters, we spent a day following Vancouver's monster main tank Bumper to find out how he leads the most dominant team in the league. Plus, Mono and Meko sit down to discuss New York's recent struggles and how they plan to reclaim the throne as the league's best team. And we're reaching into our Watchpoint toy box for some stage playoff themed toy ideas that we think you'll love. It's gonna be great, guys. Here's our stage 2 playoff bracket. The Shock advanced and the Hangzhou Sparks scored a major upset over London yesterday. New York and the Gladiators will kick things off today, followed by the team that has still yet to lose a match in the Overwatch League, the Vancouver Titans. They are currently 14-0 and 17-0 if you count their stage 1 playoff run. They'll face the Dallas Fuel, who are making their second stage playoff appearance as a franchise. Dallas may still be riding a wave of momentum from their Week 4 homestand, but what must they do to topple the Giants today?
I think they just have to finally gain consistency in their play. They had a lot of ups and downs, and frankly, when they have the ups, they're looking fantastic, and they're looking like a really well-coordinated and gelled team. But right now, OG's ups and downs are causing some real issues. As I said, their ups are very high, but their lows are even lower, and he kind of needs to carry his own weight and then some. He got carried by Onko and AKM during the match against the Mayhem last week, frankly, and he really needs to step it up. If we're looking at his statistics, I mean, yeah, big surprise, his stats don't look too good when he's losing, whereas when he's winning, he's actually winning pretty hard. We really didn't need numbers for that, but I love looking at some graphics.
There's a big difference.
So here they are.
Yeah.
No, there are some big differences, and that's just because he's an emotional player. He said so himself on his stream as well, that he just really struggles and stuff gets to him. So he does kind of emotionally tilt, and then his team has to kind of carry him through the games, and that should not be the case, not as a main tank.
It's interesting, actually, when you think about Dallas going up against the Vancouver Titans, because a lot of teams we say you should probably try and push the Vancouver Titans out of their comfort zone. But for Dallas, I feel like they should be matching them triple tank v triple tank, and then they're throwing in some unique strategies. I love the bunker composition, for example, that they use on Paris, where they have Note flex over to the Orisa, Zachary plays Bastion, OG still able to play Winston. If they can have a couple of these in the bank, on maps that actually they've been struggling with a little bit, the Vancouver Titans that is, then maybe they can pull out some kind of crazy upset here, or at least make it even for them. Look at some of the map records. These are the only maps that the Vancouver Titans have lost so far, and in Stage 2, The Temple of Anubis has been decent. In stage 1, it wasn't that good. Temple of Anubis, I think, is the best place for the Dallas Fuel to try and take them. But Rialto and Busan, maybe they can get something done there. Busan will be difficult, though, because that was Outlaws winning with a weird comp.
Yeah, and as you just saw, it's rare that the Titans ended up dropping a map, but I'd like to take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of those matches, and you're going to see one commonality between every single one, and it's wacky stuff every single time. Look at this. This is when the Houston Outlaws managed to take a map on Busan, running the DPS comms. Chengdu Hunters, they love to run this wacky compositions, and again, this is all the losses that Vancouver Titans have had in the regular season on these maps in particular. If you can't match them in triple tank, triple support, if you know you're not going to be able to scratch regarding that, you've got to be running the cheese compositions, as Josh has already mentioned.
There we have it. The Fuel are certainly the underdog today, as are the New York Excelsior. When we come back, Mono and Meko tell us why they aren't worried about their new role as an underdog and how they don't plan to stay there for long. This is the Watchpoint Pre-Show, presented by State Farm. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
first team to take down NYXL. Atlanta Rain, they shut down NYXL again.
No one even believed that they were the favorites coming to this, despite the fact that they beat NYXL last time. And for NYXL, it's gotta feel rough.
아틀란타 상대했을 때는 유독 좀 실수가 많아져서 불리하게 좀 시작하는 경우가 좀 많았던 것 같아요.
많이 좀 팀적으로 많이 흥분했던 것 같은데 이제 플레이오프 때는 빡한 상황일 때도 이제 침착함을 유지하는 게 관건인 것 같아요.
This is scary for NYXL going to playoffs. They got exposed twice this stage.
원래 저희한테 스테이지 진출하는 원래 좀 당연하다듯이 느꼈었는데 이제 해외로 인해 플레이오프 때는 더 세질 것 같아요.
도전자의 입장으로 좀 생각해서 진 경기마다 좀 배울 점이 많은 것 같아요.
NYXL are the greatest team that we have ever seen in the Overwatch League.
그냥 경기 때는 숨긴 게 많은데 팀적으로 개인적으로 이제 플레이오프 때는 모든 걸 다 공개하도록 하겠습니다.
Mono has always been one of the best main tanks in the league, and this year is no different. Top 10 in all major statistical Reinhardt categories, including third in final blows and second in the all-important stat of not dying. Guy's a liver. Mono and the NYXL are looking to make a statement today against the Los Angeles Gladiators. LA won 6 of 7 games in Stage 2 and had an 8-match win streak finally snapped by Boston in Week 5. Gladiators are 1-2 against New York all time, but Bren, the last 2 matches went to a Game 5. So how do you see this one playing out?
I mean, personally, I actually feel like right now this is favored towards the Gladiators. Now, I don't think I'm alone in saying this. I think a lot of the analysts, maybe not you guys on the desk, because you're kind of wrong a lot of the time. But a lot of these people are kind of favoring Gladiators in this match in particular. I personally feel like this is the best opportunity for them to try and take a match away from New York, because New York are at their lowest point, I think, in their competitive history as a franchise right now. Obviously, you need to take into account as well, they ended up losing the playoffs, but they haven't looked this consistently bad in a long time. And it's shown in Atlanta. Atlanta dismantled them in their match. It was a real rough loss, I think, for them, because like they said in that piece we just witnessed, they were shook when they went into that match today. And if they're not, feeling up to the challenge now in playoffs, if Gladiators take advantage of the things that Atlanta took care of, then we may be seeing Gladiators win today.
So after watching year one, no one would ever think that NYXL would be considered an underdog. Why is that the case today?
I mean, it's kind of hard from the outside looking in to really pinpoint it at something. I think, Bren, you were the one mentioning more than once here on the desk, that their play style is kind of outdated. They are the more passive team. They are the team which is revolving around their backline and putting a lot of resources into JJoNak doing JJoNak things. But because of that, Mono as well as Nene, they kind of draw the short end of the straw there, and they're dying a lot. That is something which is causing a lot of issues. Nene specifically, he had such a good start. We were praising him so much here on this desk for everything he did and everything he brought to the table for this team. And finally, they had someone to pick up that Zarya role, but he really fell off, and mostly so in his graviton efficiency. The team just isn't able to really set things up, and that's partially because Nene is dead. He does not stay alive. His positioning is very often off. He and Mano both get caught off guard a lot because all the resources go into their backline.
Yeah, Nene has been playing very passive, I think, and that's one of the major things that I noticed when I was watching the Atlanta game as well. But I picked out some other moments from that Atlanta game, and I want to run you through some of that stuff to kind of give an insight to what went wrong for New York. So New York tend to play around baiting Mano. So Mano likes to retreat, and they try to sucker in the main tank on the other side. So they want Popo to go really aggressive and then collapse onto him. But Atlanta decide not to do this. Most of the teams in the league are pretty aggressive. Atlanta aren't. They just take the space that is given to them. And that, I think, is a key for the Gladiators today. Don't go over aggressive when they give you an opportunity, just take the space. Here as well, look at Dogman's positioning over here on the left. He takes wide angles, or took wide angles in this game, and it allows him to pressure Meko a lot. And if you get Meko out, here you can see his orbs are coming on. He's got the Discord orb on Meko. Take a look at Meko's health here, who is the only player holding the high ground. With Dako up there, along with the Discord orb, he gets melted and pushed off. So they slowly take space. Here's another issue as well. Animo was getting focused down a lot. When New York disengage, as they always do, they're a kind of passive, safe team. Animo is the one that's still far forwards. Dogman realized this, put Discord orbs on him, and Animo was dying repeatedly. Twice here on Oasis, once here on Blizzard World. Here's Animo again on the right side of your screen. Mano is just starting to back off. Again, Discord orb, Animo, focus down. His first deaths in teamfights were twice as much in this game as they were in the previous one. So they really need to work on this, either by not playing as defensively and actually going aggressive themselves, or making sure that they have right protection to back up Mano when he's doing this stuff and keep Animo safe.
Josh just crushed that segment, by the way. Excellent breakdown there of how to beat the NYXL. The winner of this match may be set up for a date with the undefeated Vancouver Titans should they beat Dallas. We followed the Titan star main tank Bumper for a day to get to know what it's like to be the best player in the league in this role. He'll tell you all about it when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Taking the stage later today are the undefeated Vancouver Titans, led by the hilarious and immensely talented main tank Bumper. We followed one of the league's most fascinating characters for a day to find out how he prepares himself and the team for each match, and how he usually has a blast while doing it. He's definitely the biggest Reinhardt on the planet right now.
It's very clear that the Titans build around Bumper.
Oh, that's beautiful! Big shadow! It's huge! What am I watching? It's just so good!
뭐해 민수야? 어? 이거 뭐하냐고. 확실히 오버워치 연습하네. 한국에서는 진짜 그렇게 넓은 집에서 살아보지 못해서 처음 겪어보는 경험인데 오야. 첫 번째로 기쁜 이유는 계속 경기에서 쉽게 이기니까 뭐 두 번째로는 저는 워낙 그냥 웃음이 많기 때문에 너 아까 저기서 추경이랑 말하던 게 너였어? 추경이 뭐래?
문 열지 말라. 먹고 있던데.
원래 저희 팀에 그렇게 팀장이나 그래도 제가 저희 팀에서 그 경기에서도 멘탈을 좀 안 깨지고 팀장이 되었어요.
머리를 박으면서 가야 머리가 딱 껴있어.
막내가 원래 고생 좀 해야지.
아, 네가 막내야?
슬라임 선수가 제 동생으로 들어옴으로써 아니 근데 스테이지 2 끝나면 이제 좀 휴식 시간이 길잖아. 맞잖아. 여자친구들하고 네.
있으면 좀 어디 있는지부터 좀 알려주면 고마울 것 같다고.
제가 또 동생이니까 또 잘 챙겨주고 잘 놀아주고 하니까 많이 친한 것 같아요, 슬라임 선수랑도. 솔직하게.
없지.
확실히 연기를 잘하네, 슬라임이.
없지. 진짜 믿어. 진짜 믿어.
그날 경기가 상대가 누구냐에 따라 달라지는데
와, 퓨즈.
와, 신나. 뭔가 좀 진짜 이겨야 되고 싶다는 팀이면은 진짜 이를 악물고 가고 준비를 하고 좀 여유로운 편인 팀은 원활하게 좀 널널하게 가는 것 같아요.
밴쿠버 하나, 둘, 셋! 밴쿠버 화이팅!
가보장.
장비 챙기러 가장.
오늘 토론토하고 경기를 하였는데 1경기는 저희가 뭐 예상한 대로 쉽게 가져갔는데
오케이. 이기고 가자고.
I am 37. Punished! You dare deny the Lord Bumper his shatter?
2경기에는 저희가 살짝 좀 늘어진 탓인지 방심을 해서
원숭이 아이고 아깝다.
졌다!
And the Defiant defy all expectations and take a solid map over Vancouver.
저희도 쉽게 갈 줄 알았는데 2세트 때 한번 좀 아찔하게 져가지고 살짝 당황은 했었어요.
일단 침착하게 하고
하프타임에 일단 들어가서 2세트는 우리가 실수한 게 너무 많았다. 1세트부터 시작이라는 마음을 가지고
멘탈만 안 깨지면 되거든? 우리끼리만 안 무너지면 이겨 진짜로 얘들아.
We know the Titans can play better than we've seen so far in the first half. So I think they're going to come out looking like the Vancouver Titans that we normally see.
내 쪽으로 붙어서 포커싱 좀 맞춰줘. 내 위주로 돌아가자.
야 라인 잡아 라인 밀어줄게 또 밀어줄게.
라인 한번 더 밀게 나도.
네 먹고 다 밀어줄게. 나이스.
다 잡아.
나이스.
Vancouver remains undefeated in the Overwatch League.
가자 악수하러 가자. 수고하셨습니다.
Bumper's Reinhardt playstyle is as big as his personality. He gets the most value out of his Earthshatter ultimates, which is extra given the fact that he also charges that ult the fastest of any main tank. Top 5 ranks across the board elsewhere as well. There are so many fun stories in the stage playoffs. Let's reach into our toy box for some trinkets that represent our playoff team. Zoe, go ahead and start us off. What are you in there?
All right, everyone, all aboard the Dragon Wagon. You should join my hype train right here because now is the best time to do so. Yeah, we were all Shanghai Dragons fans last season and they won 0 games. But now, look at them. They're actually doing fantastic. Granted, the whole team kind of changed, but that doesn't matter. Now is the time to become a real Dragons fan. For all of you out there, we saw how close they made the match look like against the San Francisco Shock, who are arguably one, if not the best team we currently have in the league. And look at those improvements this season. season. It's actually insane that we get to witness that, and frankly, they're so much fun to watch. It's great that they're not just sticking to the 3-3. We also see a lot of damage-dealing compositions from them. So, yeah, join me.
There's
actually,
no room.
more space.
There's no
There's
room.
plenty
So
of
much
room.
room. So much room, Josh.
So much room.
Okay, mine is the shock in the box once again. Brought us out in stage one. Some of you veterans might remember that. Shout out to you guys. You're the reason I still have a job. But we were even more surprised when Krusty and the boys, they went a perfect 28-0, didn't they? In maps for stage 2. Unreal. So if you're seeing this for the second time, I want to say again, thank you very much for being loyal viewers. Again, reason for my job security. But look at the shock stats here. 8 consecutive wins so far, stage 2. Got a map record of 31-1, including that 28-0 that they got in the regular season. Second in the teamfight win percentage after first elims, and first in teamfight win percentages after the first death. Now, if we just,
How does your toy work, Brent?
It's been in storage a while, so I don't know if it is actually going to work. It's not actually even playing any sound. Sometimes it gets jammed.
There it is.
You have to smack it out. It's Krusty again. Oh, I wanted to kind of bring out a new line of these, get Junkbuck in, get 9K as well, get the whole coaching crew. Haven't got round to it just yet. Again, we're kind of
We'll get a
You're
bigger
a
budget
lazy
next
toy
show.
developer.
Yeah.
You're a lazy toy
Can
developer.
you stop
I've got something brand
harassing
new.
his face?
I've got something brand new.
Good,
I've got
yeah.
the NYX xylophone, something like that. It's to play like a cheerful little ditty as New York throw away their legacy.
I want to give you a hand. Okay.
So, oh, there we go. Beautiful. All right, get your hands out of the way, though. This is NYXL slipping down the table.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting confused.
That's the playoff note. That's the playoff.
Oh.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I can't play anything on the xylophone. I'm
I was
sorry.
about to say,
All
that
right.
was my favorite
Well,
song.
Jonak and friends hope they won't need Sideshow's xylophone today when they square off with the LA Gladiators. This match is less than 10 minutes away. And we've got our predictions next. It's the Watchpoint pre-show presented by State Farm. Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. There's a look at the team that we all said was the best squad in all of Overwatch throughout the 2018 season. Right now, they're trying to prove they deserve a spot in the semifinals. They're going up against the Gladiators, who are looking to pull a soul today. Can they cause a major upset? In my book, technically, they have the higher seed. Let's see how that one plays out. Here are the official predictions for day 2 of our stage 2 quarterfinals. So inside show like New York, but Bren, he's going with the hometown Gladiators. Everyone has Vancouver over Dallas, so Bren, back up your LA pick. They're chanting your name, man. Go against Zoe.
Sure, if you want me to.
Yeah, please continue.
Okay,
to the
Zoe,
audience,
both
Brent.
of us said in this match here, the New York Excelsior are the underdogs in a segment earlier today.
No,
Yes,
I
we
never
did.
actually.
Pull up the
that's
tape.
never
Pull up the
actually
tape.
said
We're
that.
shutting it down. We both said that they're the underdogs coming into this. I don't know if they are quite the underdogs. I do think this is genuinely going to be a very 50-50 close game between them. But New York, they're going downwards. Gladiator going upwards.
You
right
heard them.
like
You heard them in the
match.
video. They have something more up their sleeves. You can't ever count them out, dear Bren. Even if we are in LA, I have to go with New York on this one.
I like this. I don't know who to side with. Bren, you took up
I think
22
we
of
both
the
had
30
zero
seconds.
arguments, really.
So we counted pretty strong there because I have faith in Mono. Well, everyone picked Vancouver to win, so a Dallas upset would be a pretty big deal, right, guys? Let's take a look back at some of the major upsets so far this season. So he has both Atlanta wins over New York. Bren thinks it was the sole victory over New York in the Stage 1 playoffs, and Sideshow is going with Washington's win over Boston last weekend. Where would a Dallas Fuel win over Vancouver rank in terms of biggest upsets this season, guys?
I would say personally that this would be the biggest upset of the season. I think that the New York losses have been surprising every single time they've happened. At this point, they're not that surprising, and maybe even with hindsight, they may become less obvious upsets. But given that Vancouver Titans have literally never lost in 2019, they're on a ridiculous match win streak, and they're looking phenomenal. If Dallas were actually able to come out here and knock them out the Stage 2 playoffs, it would be the biggest upset that we've had all year by a long shot, in my opinion.
Right, and the only counter-argument to this is if Dallas were actually looking consistently good, which they're not. They've been up and down, up and down. You know, they've looked better once Notes come into this lineup, but again, it hasn't been clean wins most of the time. In fact, they've got a couple of losses slotted in there as well. So if they manage to take a win today against Vancouver Titans, it comes down to what Josh said.
That's what makes all those upsets we just listed so upsetting, right? Because it came from teams which didn't look good per se. It came from teams which were very up and down, very hot and cold, and they were able to actually defeat really strong and solid teams. So yeah, I agree. If Dallas wins today, that'd be
Can I get this one for the history books, guys? Everyone in chat, make sure you write this one down. What is the percentage chance for the Dallas Fuel today?
Ooh, 4.78.
Under 5%. What about you, Brett?
I would give it a 5% chance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
5%.
I'm going to be a bit more generous, maybe 7%.
You have a 12% chance, Dallas. Let's see if you can get it done. This is going to be an epic day of quarterfinals. Enjoy the action. Thanks for watching Watchpoint.